Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto was the demon in Amity Park and got Harem? Part 2. If you want more awesome fanfiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. I know what you're thinking. Naruto started as he held up his unused hand in defense. Mum, Danny yelled out. Thinking quickly, Naruto began looking for something to silence Danny. He spotted a black piece fabric on the floor next to his foot, dropped the pillow and picked it up. He then quickly sped over to the black-haired youth and shoved the fabric in his mouth. Naruto kept his hand on the fabric in Danny's mouth and wrapped his other arm around Danny's neck. Okay, stay quiet while Naruto began to whisper in the ear of Danny, before they heard a reply from Danny's mother. What is it, Danny? Maddie yelled from downstairs. Shit. Naruto thought frantically, what the hell am I supposed to do now? I mean, come on, I just met these people and I already got their daughter in bed. Naruto was beginning to sweat bullets until an idea came into his head. Thank Kami for the academy. Naruto began to cough a little before he spoke. Nothing, Mom. I yelled cause I saw a big spider, but Naruto killed it for me. Naruto called down to Maddie in Danny's voice. Danny went wide-eyed and thought, how the hell can he sound like me? He tried to break free from Naruto's grasp, but all of his efforts were useless. Hey, stay quiet for a bit, and I'll explain things later, Naruto whispered in Danny's ear. That pacified Danny for the moment, so he started to look around, hoping to figure out just what was going on while trying his best not to look anywhere near the bed with his naked sister in it. He saw their clothes on the floor, but noticed something missing. Either his sister didn't wear any underwear, or... Danny crossed his eyes in an attempt to look at the black fabric in his mouth and freaked. It was his sister's panties. Heepth! Danny cried out, trying his hardest to get the used panties out of his mouth. While Danny was struggling, he noticed that Naruto was still naked and touching him. Emph! Danny tried again to shout out, still muffled by the panties. What the hell is your problem? Naruto hissed to Danny. Naruto looked in the direction of Danny's eyes and saw that he was staring at his proof that he was indeed a natural blonde. Oops. Naruto said as he backed away a little bit so he wasn't touching Danny. Better? The blonde asked the struggling teen. The only response Naruto got was a vigorous head shake. No. I'll take the panties out when I'm done. Danny? Are you alright? Maddie yelled from downstairs. Yeah, Mom, everything's okay, Naruto yelled down to her. Okay. Your father and I will be up in a few, Maddie yelled back. Funk okay, Naruto yelled. Okay. I know you're a little freaked out right now, but do not tell your parents, he whispered to Danny, who had a look on his face that told Naruto exactly what Danny thought of that idea. Okay, it was worth a try. Let me put it this way, if you tell your parents, I'll tell them your secret. Danny's eyes widened at that. Does he know my secret? How would he know that I'm DannyPhantom? Danny thought. So I'll take the panties out of your mouth and you can tell me your answer. Naruto slowly removed the gag and threw it back to the pile of clothes. So, what will it be? Fine, but if you tell anyone. Danny began, only to be cut off by the blonde. Don't say another word, I always keep my promises. With that said, Naruto let go of Danny. Just let me get dressed and I'm out of here, Naruto said, walking over to his clothes. He put them on at a speed most normal people would envy before Jazz's parents came upstairs. Before you go, answer me a couple of questions, Danny said as Naruto finished getting dressed. Shoot, Naruto told the boy as he buttoned his pants. How the hell did you change your voice to sound like mine? Why the hell did you sleep with my sister? And how the hell do you know my secret? Danny ticked off on his fingers, while standing in front of Jazz's door, making sure Naruto didn't run. I can't answer your first one. The second question is simple, she jumped me. As for the third one, Jazz told me, Naruto said, moving around Danny to get to the door. Wait, Jazz told you? Danny asked in shock. Yep. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get home. And I don't think Jazz would want you in her room right now, Naruto pointed out. He grabbed the collar of Danny's shirt, dragged him out of Jazz's room, and then closed her door. Well, I have to get going. Later, Naruto said as he began to walk down the stairs. A few steps down, he stopped and turned back to Danny. Don't forget, no telling or else. With that said, Naruto walked down the stairs to see Maddie and Jack in the kitchen. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Fenton, Naruto greeted the two. Hello, Naruto. How were things while we were gone? Maddie asked the blonde. Good, Naruto told her. Why were you upstairs with Jazz? Jack asked Naruto as he gave him a stern look. Naruto began to sweat, trying to think of something to say. Well, I had to go to the bathroom and Jazz got tired so she went to bed. She also said something about not being disturbed since she had to tutor me and some other guy in math tomorrow. Okay, Jack said as he went upstairs to his and Maddie's room. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Bye, Mrs. Fenton. Naruto waved as he walked to the front door. Goodbye, Naruto. And thank you for staying with Jazz tonight. I hope there weren't any problems, Maddie said as she started to go upstairs. Nope, no problems whatsoever. Except for the part where she mauled me, Naruto thought as he left for the night. Next morning, Fenton works. In algebra, you have to multiply the 4 by itself 2 times and then subtract that by 14, and after that, you divide that by 5 and you get 10 as an answer. You two got it? Jazz asked the two blondes sitting at the kitchen table, only to see one staring dreamily at her, and the other blonde glaring at the former. Dash, you keep staring at me and not paying attention, and Naruto, you keep glaring at Dash. Come on, you two. You have to pay attention because I'm doing a study on tutoring the untutorable, and you guys are disproving my theory. Jazz sternly told the two. The only reason I'm staring at you is because I keep getting lost in your beautiful eyes, Dash told the redhead, staring into her eyes. And that's the reason I'm glaring at you, Naruto said while glaring at Dash. Really, you two? Jazz sighed in defeat before the door to the basement opened up to reveal Danny with a glass of some kind of drink. Hey Jazz, Dash, Naruto, Danny said. Then he stopped in his tracks and did a double take. Dash! Naruto! Danny exclaimed. What are you two doing here? Danny asked as he glared at Naruto. He leaned on the table as he went to put his glass down only for his arm to turn intangible and go through the table, spilling the contents of the glass all over Dash. Danny quickly retracted his arm from the table as it went back to normal. Dash jumped to his feet and started to wipe off the liquid. Watch it, Fanturd! Dash yelled at the black-haired youth. Sorry, so sorry. I'll be going now, Danny said as he slowly backed away towards the basement and retreated through the door. Did his arm just go through the table? Naruto thought to himself. Stupid little shit, Dash hissed to himself as he retook his seat at the kitchen table. So, now that the brat's gone, how about you come to my party tomorrow night? Dash told Jazz as he reached into his coat pocket, pulled out a card and handed it to her. At this, Naruto increased his glare at Dash. You insult and threaten my brother, then you expect me to go to your party? Jazz asked Dash. Okay, I'll go, but only if you let Danny and Naruto to go too. What? Dash and Naruto said in tandem. You heard me. Let them go, too, and I'll go, Jazz told Dash smugly. Arg, fine. They can come, Dash told her. Now I got to go. School is in an hour and I promised I would meet my posse at the Nasty Burger, Dash told them as he got up from his seat and left the house. Why did you tell him to invite Danny and me? Naruto asked. Because I knew it would piss him off, Jazz said as she got up from her chair, smiling. She walked around the table to Naruto and sat on his lap. Now, about last night, she whispered in his ear, which sent shivers down Naruto's spine. Well, what about it? Naruto asked. If I remember right, you jumped me and we started to bump uglies. Yes, and I wanted to tell you that it was the most exciting night in my life. Jazz sighed lustfully in the blonde shinobi's ear. Same here, but I wanted to ask you a question about that, Naruto spoke into the girl's ear. What? Jazz asked as she pulled back from Naruto's ear to meet his eyes. Well, what came over you last night? I mean, I just met you and your family the other day and we've already funked, Naruto asked the orange-haired girl, trying to get her to see the strangeness of the situation. I really don't know what came over me. Sometime before my parents and Danny left for the dance, I smelled something sweet and it made me extremely horny. All I could think about was you, Jazz told Naruto, who had a look of pure confusion on his face. So, I really don't know why I did it, but I know I don't regret what I did, she said as she gave the blonde a light kiss, one which Naruto returned after a few seconds. She smelled something? And she got horny from smelling it. This is a little weird. I need to ask Ryu next time I see him to see if he knows anything about this, Naruto thought. He was soon dragged out of his thoughts when he heard something stomping up the basement stairs. Shit. Jazz, someone is coming. Jazz hopped off of Naruto, ran back to her seat, and sat down just as the basement door slammed open to reveal Jack. Hello, Mr. Fenton, Naruto greeted the big man in orange. Hello, Naruto. Jack began to look around the kitchen for something. He kept pulling drawers out and dumping the contents out on the floor and looking through the piles but with no success. What are you looking for, Dad? Jazz asked, unimpressed with the mess her father was making, one which her mother would have to pick up later. The Fenton Unlodger. Have you seen it? Jack asked as looked up from the mess at his daughter. The long rod-like thing? She asked. When she got an affirmative head shake, she answered him, It's upstairs in your room. Not a second after she told him the answer, Jack bolted upstairs, determined to find his gadget. Wonder why he wanted that thing, Jazz muttered as she went back to looking over the textbook in front of her. Not really, Sarito. You ever get the feeling something bad is going to happen? The second the last word left Naruto's mouth, an explosion was heard from downstairs. Holy shit! Is that normal? Naruto asked Jazz. With my parents. Yes, she said as she went back to reading her book. If you say so, Naruto said as he calmed down. A few seconds later, Jack came rushing down the stairs with his device in his hand and headed towards the basement. Danny! I'm coming down! I hope the lab looks the same as it did before I left, Jack said as he ran downstairs. I'm going to be extremely honest with you, your family is weird, Naruto told Jazz bluntly. Yep, Jazz told him. So, I was wondering though, you want to do something this weekend? Jazz asked out of the blue, blushing while she did. Well, I'm going to the library tonight and Dash's party is tomorrow night. How about Sunday? Naruto offered. Sunday is good for me, Jazz said. But why do you need to go to the library? Mr. Lancer said I needed to work on my math, history, and some other junk. He said I was behind all the other students, Naruto explained to her. That's why I was assigned to you. Do you want me to come with you? Jazz asked. No, that's alright. I don't want you to suffer too. Hee, I guess I should thank you then, Jazz said as she giggled a little. So, where do you? Naruto began before he and Jazz heard someone coming downstairs. They turned towards the stairs to see Danny walking down with his backpack over his shoulders. Weren't you downstairs? Naruto asked, confused as to how Danny got up the stairs without him knowing. No, Danny said as he started to sweat. He stood there for a few minutes with Naruto and Jazz staring at him. I'm gonna go to the Nasty Burger now. Bye, Danny said as he ran out of the front door and headed to the fast food joint. He's a horrible liar, Naruto told him. He sure is, but something's weird about him this morning. He's been avoiding me and looking at me weird, Jazz told Naruto as she gazed at the front door Danny had just slammed. He even glared at you earlier. Maybe it's because I told him we know his secret, Naruto told her as he got up and went over to the living room to retrieve the Master Scroll. You told him what? Jazz screamed, hopping out of her seat to chase after the blonde. I told him we know he has porn under his bed, Naruto explained to Jazz as he got the Master Scroll and put it on his back. What else did you tell him? Did you tell him that I watched them? Jazz said but whispered the last part. No, I didn't tell him that, Naruto told her as he walked back to the kitchen to get his books for school, Jazz still following right behind. Good, but why did you tell him? Jazz asked as she sat back down at the table. He, walked in on us after you fell asleep last night, Naruto said, fearing what Jazz would do. He what? Jazz yelled as she shot up from her seat and confronted the blonde. What do you mean he walked in on us? About an hour after we finished, Danny walked in the room, he told her as he backed away from Jazz, but Lady Luck seemed to be against him as he backed right into the fridge. Do my parents know? Jazz asked as she got in Naruto's face. And no, Naruto stuttered as he tried to back up more, but sadly, the Master Scroll prevented that. Jazz sighed, relieved that her parents didn't know. Good, but I'm going to have a talk with Danny, Jazz said as she walked away from Naruto and picked up the fallen chair that she had been sitting in. Phew, so we're good then? Naruto asked as he walked behind her. Yes, we're good, she told him as she smiled at him and pecked him once more on his lips. Good, Naruto said. So, do you want to walk to school together? I don't go to school for another 3 hours, Jazz told him as she retook her seat at the table. But school starts at 7:15, Naruto pointed out, confused. I know, but I have independent study my first 2 periods, so I can come into school later, Jazz explained to the blonde. Oh, okay then. I guess I'll see you at school later today, Naruto said as walked to the front door. Maybe if you hurry, you can catch up to Danny at the Nasty Burger, Jazz told him. Which way is it? He asked as he looked back over his shoulder, waiting for directions. Go down the street to your left, then take right at the intersection, and then you should see the Nasty Burger about half a mile down, Jazz told him. Okay, see you later at school, he said waving to her, before going out the front door. As Naruto walked away, Jazz couldn't resist looking him over. Damn, he's got a nice ass, she thought, blushing as she did before she went back to reading her book. So, left then right at the intersection, Naruto thought to himself as he walked down the steps that led to the front door of the Fenton's house. It would be easier if I crossed the road first, he thought as he began to cross the street, but before he could step on the road, a car came speeding down the road which startled the blonde. Funk that. Naruto began walking down the sidewalk until he came to an alley. He walked into the alley and began looking around to see if anyone was watching. Left, right, then half a mile down, the blonde thought before he erupted into hundreds of leaves. Scene change, Nasty Burger. Danny arrived at the Nasty Burger to find Sam and Tucker standing at the entrance waiting for him. Hey guys, Danny greeted the two. Hey Danny, Sam and Tucker replied. So, what did you guys do after the dance last night? Tucker asked as he followed Danny and Sam into the Nasty Burger. Nothing really, just went to bed, Sam told him while looking around for a seat. I came home to a nightmare which will leave me scarred for the rest of my life, Danny told them. What was it? A ghost? Sam whispered the last bit to keep the other people in the Nasty Burger from hearing. I wish, but no. It has to do with Naruto, and Danny was quickly interrupted by a loud slurping sound. The trio looked to their right to see the blonde in question sitting at a table drinking a milkshake. Speak of the devil, Tucker exclaimed as he walked over to the table the blonde was sitting at and sat down across from him. Hey Naruto. We were just talking about you. You were? About what? Naruto asked, shooting a sly glance at Danny. We don't know. Danny was just about to tell us, Sam said as she walked over to the table and sat beside Naruto. He said something that involved you and a nightmare. You have any idea what he's talking about? Sam asked. A nightmare? I do so wonder what it could be, Naruto told them as he grinned at the only teen left standing. How did you get here? Danny asked in shock as he took a seat next to Tucker. The same way you guys did. I walked, Naruto said as he tried to suck up the last bit of his milkshake. But I left before you did, Danny told him. And I would have seen you pass by me. Shortcut. What shortcut? Sam asked the blonde. I'm gonna keep how I got here my little secret, Naruto told her as he finally finished off his milkshake. You know, there are a lot of secrets around here lately. Aren't there, Naruto? Danny asked with a smirk on his face. Naruto glared at him, knowing what Danny was trying to do. You tell them, I'll tell them yours. Sam and Tucker glared at Naruto, thinking that he found out that Danny was DannyPhantom and was blackmailing him about it. You're blackmailing him, aren't you? Sam asked with her glare increasing by the minute. You could say that, but I'm only doing it so he'll keep my secret under wraps. He's not any more ethical than I am, Naruto told her. You know, if I remember right, you only said not to tell my parents, Danny said as his smirk increased in size. I'll tell them your secret, Naruto said as he gestured to Sam and Tucker. We already know his secret, Tucker told the blonde with his own glare. You do? Naruto asked dumbfounded. Yes, we do. And we're okay with it, Sam butted in. Thanks guys, Danny said. Wow. I knew Tucker would be okay with it, but I thought you would be disgusted about it, Sam, Naruto said with a confused look on his face. Why would I? I think it's a good thing what Dan is doing, Sam told him. So, let me get this straight. You're okay with Danny jacking off to a whole box of porn videos under his bed? Naruto asked the goth, whose eyes, as well as Danny's, went wide. What? Sam and Danny asked in unison. I thought you said you guys knew, Naruto said as Tucker broke out in laughter at the looks on Danny's and Sam's faces. Danny's face was completely red from either embarrassment or anger, and Sam's eye was twitching as she glared at Danny. Dude! That is so funny! Tucker managed to say between laughs. You disgusting pervert, Sam told Danny. Well, Naruto slept with my sister, Danny shouted out, desperately trying to divert the attention away from him. Unluckily for Naruto, the sudden outburst caught the attention of everyone in the nasty burger. Dude! Not cool! Naruto shouted with his eyes glowing red as he got in Danny's face. What's not cool is you sleeping with my sister who just happened to almost be violated 2 nights ago, Danny yelled with his eyes glowing green as he got in Naruto's face. I told you already. She jumped me, Naruto shouted back. Then both he and Danny felt a tap on their shoulders. What? They shouted, turning to see that it was Dash that tapped their shoulders. Seeing who it was, the 2 teens' eyes returned to normal. I didn't quite hear what Fanturd said a second ago. Who did you sleep with? Dash asked as he stared down Naruto, who had just noticed that everyone in the place was listening. Naruto delayed until he could think of something that could get him out of this situation. We were rehearsing for our play at the town theater next month. What he and I said was part of the script, Naruto lied through his teeth, praying that Dash wasn't the kind of person to go to a play. What's the play called then? Dash asked. Shit! Naruto hesitated. If memory serves, I think it was called The Backstabbing Blonde, Danny told Dash, his eyes shooting daggers at Naruto. Yes. It was called The Backstabbing Blonde, Naruto seethed through his teeth as his right eye started to twitch. Alright then, Dash reached into his coat pocket and pulled out 2 pieces of paper, and gave them to Naruto and Danny. Here. Jazz made me invite you two to my party tomorrow. Not sure why she wanted you there, Yuzubi-pai. Wait. Your party this Saturday? The party of the year? Danny exclaimed as he looked over the invitation in his hands. Yes. That party. So, you two started to say before he saw the pleading and hopeful eyes of Sam and Tucker. Only you two, come to my party, drink some punch, and go home when the party's over, told the two, already turning back to his friends. Do you know what this means? Danny yelled to his friends. No, Sam, Tucker, and Naruto said together. This means that I'm on the fast train to Popularityville, Danny shouted with glee. You're going? What about movie night at my house tomorrow? Sam asked. Sam. There will be many other movie nights and there will only be one party of the year, Danny told her. So I'll come next week. If there is a next week, Sam muttered to herself as she saw Danny slapping hands with jocks and receiving phone numbers from cheerleaders. What's wrong with her? Naruto asked Tucker as he looked over his invite. Well, every Saturday we have a movie night. We watch movies, eat popcorn, pizza and other junk, but so far we haven't missed a single Saturday, and it's probably making Sam jealous and mad that Danny chose the popular gang over us. And this is the first time that Sam's invited us to her house to watch movies, Tucker explained to Naruto as he watched Danny. Why aren't you mad? Naruto asked. Danny and I long to be popular, and it looks like Danny got to it before me, Tucker said with fake tears in his eyes. Naruto was at a loss for words. A friend who abandoned his old friends for new, supposedly better friends. It made him think of Sasuke and the village. The academy was never like this. There were never nerds or popular kids. Everyone was equal except in skill level well, almost everyone. Naruto thought to himself, remembering all the times he tried to play with the other kids. They would just insult him and beat him up. It was the same thing they did at the high school, but here, the unpopular kids could always hang out with other unpopular kids. Back home, Naruto was alone. No one was like him. Oh, how I feel the pain of abandonment. Well, it's not anything to cry about. If he doesn't want to come, then fine. He can go to his party and enjoy his 15 minutes of popularity. Once it's gone, he'll have no one to come back to, Sam said as she walked out of the restaurant and headed to school. School's going to begin soon. We need to get going, Tucker told Naruto as he got up from his seat and headed to the front door. What about Danny? Naruto asked. He'll get there, Tucker said before he walked out of the nasty burger and followed Sam. Naruto looked over at Danny to see him walking out of the fast food joint with the popular kids, heading off to school. Danny, I hope you know what you're giving up before it's too late. You could regret it for the rest of your life. Naruto picked up the Master Scroll and walked out of the nasty burger and headed off in the direction of Casper High. Scene change, outside the school after classes. Look at him over there with Paulina, listening to that stupid upbeat music. Lying by her on that brightly colored picnic blanket, Sam complained to Naruto and Tucker, who were sitting at a picnic table. Tucker was showing Naruto his PDA, while Sam sat on the other side of the table with her arms crossed, watching Danny and Paulina. I can't believe someone from Japan doesn't know what a PDA is, Tucker exclaimed as he pressed buttons on the PDA, showing Naruto what they did. Yeah, Japan, Naruto muttered but didn't put much creativity into his sentence since he was so much more fascinated by the PDA than what Sam or Tucker were saying. I mean, can you believe he chose them over us, Sam said, clearly showing her disapproval. Tucker put his PDA away, ignoring Naruto's protests not to, and faced Sam. Sam, just give him this Saturday and he'll be back to his old self. Arg, fine. But I don't like it, Sam told him as she turned away from Danny and Paulina back to Tucker and Naruto, only to catch the latter trying to sneak the PDA out of Former's bag. What are you doing? Naruto quickly moved his hand away from Tucker's bag before he turned around to see what Sam was talking about. Nothing, Naruto said, trying to look innocent. So, what's this whole you sleeping with Jazz thing? Sam asked with stern look. I'll tell you what I told Danny. She jumped me, Naruto told her. He was getting pretty aggravated that he had to repeat himself 3 times. That better be part of your play, Dash's voice was heard from behind Naruto, who quickly sprung to his feet and faced the teen. Yes, it was part of the play, Naruto quickly stated. It better be, Dash growled in irritation before he handed a magazine to Naruto. Naruto took the magazine and looked over the ad that was displayed on the page that it was open to. It was a blue and silver jumpsuit. What's with the jumpsuit? It's what all the guys will be wearing at the party tomorrow. I already told Funturd to get one and now I'm telling you to get one, Dash told him. He then snatched back the magazine from Naruto and left. My Kami. I've worn my fair share of bad clothing, but that was a disaster, Naruto said to Sam and Tucker. Well, if you're going to the party, you better get that jumpsuit, Tucker told Naruto before his PDA started to make beeping sounds from in his bag. He pulled it out and pressed a button. Well, I gotta get going. My mom wants me home for dinner. Bye, Tucker told the two before left the school grounds and headed home. I better get going too. My parents have me on an outrageous curfew, Sam told Naruto, gathering up her stuff to leave. Before she could walk off, she felt a hand on her shoulder. She turned around and saw that Naruto had stopped her. Give Danny time. He'll snap out of it, and soon realize that those people aren't his true friends. Even if he doesn't deserve you and Tucker, Naruto told the girl who was on the brink of tears. Sniff, thanks. Sam wiped a tear out of her eye and began to walk home. Naruto watched her leave, and when he couldn't see her anymore, he left for the library. Danny, those people are not your friends, Sam and Tucker are. I hope you learn that before you lose them forever. Naruto arrived at the library only to see it closed. Funk. This library isn't like the one in Konoha. That one was open all the time. Damn it, Naruto thought to himself as he folded his arms over his chest. Then again, I was a ninja who was part of an evil organization of people who wanted to take over the world. Naruto crouched down, spread chakra through his legs and feet, and jumped onto the library's roof, using the chakra in his feet to cushion his landing. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a kunai. He walked over to the glass sunroof and proceeded to carefully cut a hole big enough for him and the Master Scroll to jump into. Before he completely cut a hole, he put his hand on the glass and added chakra to his palm, so as to make the glass stick to his palm instead of crashing to the floor of the library. Naruto carefully put the glass on the roof next to him. He jumped down into the hole and landed on the floor. After adding chakra to his eyes so he could see better in the dark, he looked around to see if anyone was there. After concluding that no one was here, he set his plan into motion. Naruto placed both his index and middle fingers in the shape of a cross and shouted out Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Approximately 250 clones of Naruto poofed into existence in front of him. Alright. Here's the plan. I want you guys to split into groups of 50. Naruto commanded. Naruto waited for his clones to split into their groups, but saw that the clones were having trouble since the lobby of the library was a little small. Alright. You 50. Naruto pointed to the group to his far left. You guys go to the math section and read all the books there. Naruto commanded. He watched as the clones ran out of the lobby and into the math section. Naruto proceeded to send each group into a different section of the library. One group got science, another got history, and the other group Naruto sent out got literature. The last group stood in front of their master. Alright. You 50 have a special duty, Naruto told them. He said duty, one of the clones blurted out, making the whole group break out in laughter, only to abruptly quiet down when they saw a kunai pierce the forehead of the clone who made the remark. You 49 have a special objective, Naruto told them as he twirled a kunai around his right index finger, causing the clones to stand straight up at attention. You guys are going to read through the Master Scroll and learn everything that you can in the few hours we have here. Naruto took off the Master Scroll and threw it to one of the clones standing in front of the others. You have 5 hours before the sun comes up. With that said, Naruto left them to go find a chair to sit in. Yes, sir! The clones shouted as they took the scroll and ran deeper into the library to read it. Be quiet! Naruto called in a hushed voice. Naruto kept looking for a chair until he found one in the fiction section of the library. The blonde sat down and picked up a newspaper sitting on the table in front of him and began to read. Aren't ninjas supposed to be as quiet as a mountain lion stalking its prey in the shadows? A voice said in front of Naruto. Aren't rulers of hell supposed to stay in hell? This whole popping up out of nowhere shit is starting to piss me off. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, but now, it's just creepy. Ryu, Naruto said before he put the paper down and faced Ryu, who was sitting in a chair in front of Naruto. Smartass, Ryu stated. What are you doing here? Naruto asked the white-haired man. I was done registering new souls down in hell for the day and I got bored, so I decided to come to Earth to see how you're doing, Ryu told the blonde as he put his feet on the table in front of the two. By the way, what the hell are you doing in a library this late at night? Ryu asked Naruto as he began taking in all the sights of the place. It's for school. The teacher told me I was really far behind the other students. He said it's not normal for a 16-year-old to be a freshman, Naruto told Ryu, while he crossed his arms over his chest and pouted a little. He even assigned me a tutor. At the mention of his tutor, Naruto remembered what Jazz told him this morning. Flashback. Well, what came over you last night? I mean, I just met you and your family the other day and we've already funked, Naruto tried to explain to the orange-haired girl. I don't know what really came over me, but before my parents and Danny left for the dance, I smelled something sweet. After that, I became extremely horny and all I could think about was you, Jazz told Naruto, who had a look of pure confusion on his face. So, I really don't know why I did it, but I know I didn't regret what I did, she said as she gave the blonde a peck on the lips, which Naruto returned after a few seconds. End flashback. Hey Ryu. I've got a question I need to ask ya, Naruto told him. What? Ryu asked. Well, you see something happened last night with a girl, and Naruto was cut off by Ryu's raucous laughter. He had his eyes closed, was holding his sides and laughing to the skies. Ha ha ha, you got a girl, ha 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 ha, in bed? Ha! Ryu managed to say in between laughs. At least I can get laid, Naruto said, causing Ryu to halt his laughter and curl himself into a ball with crocodile tears rolling down his cheeks. Why do you have to break balls? The demon whimpered. Back to my question, since I was interrupted. Before we did it, Jazz was, well, pretty damn forceful. When I asked her why she was like that the next day, she said she smelled something and after she smelled it, she got extremely horny and all she could think about was me, Naruto told Ryu, who was now sitting upright with a serious look on his face. What the hell was that smell? Well, to put it simply, it was your pheromones, Ryu told Naruto, who had the look of confusion on his face. My what? Your pheromones. It's a smell that animals, plants, and demons have. It's basically a smell given off by an organism to signal something. In your case, to attract mates, Ryu explained to the blonde, whose face was white with pure shock mixed in. You okay? Matisses? Naruto roared at the top of his lungs. If you keep yelling like that, you're going to get found out, Ryu told him as he put his index fingers in his ears. How? Naruto yelled. Well, when demons come of age, they start to release pheromones to attract the opposite sex. When half-demons come of age, they do the same thing, but it's not as strong as demons, but since my older sister was sealed into you for all those years, her pheromones made yours stronger, and when she was unsealed from your body, your pheromones remained the same as when she was in you, Ryu explained. What does this mean for me later on? Naruto asked fearfully. You'll keep attracting women until your pheromones shut down for good, Ryu told him. What? How do I shut them down? Well, I hope that girl of yours likes to share, Ryu told him while he rubbed the back of his neck. What do you mean? The only way to get rid of pheromones, in a demon's case, is to have multiple mates. For every mate you have, your pheromone level will decrease, but every time you get a new mate, it will be harder to obtain your next, Ryu explained. Do I have to? Naruto asked fearfully. If you don't kit, your pheromones will build up so much that girls will start to jump you and you'll have to get more mates than you would have had to get, Ryu told him. Oh, there's another thing. When you get a new mate, their personality might change from what they once were before you claimed them as your mate. Sigh that meaning? Naruto asked, exasperation evident in his voice now that he knew there was no way out of this situation. It depends. They could be the kindest girls in the world, but if they mate with a demon, their personality might become more aggressive. Now, this doesn't mean it will happen, but it could, Ryu explained. There's no way to get out of this, is there? Naruto asked as he stared at the floor. Not really. Sigh, I'm screwed. Jazz never agreed to that, and wait, how do you get out of not having to take on mates? Naruto asked as he faced the man, waiting for an answer. I wear a seal on my body that negates the effect of my pheromones, Ryu told him. This being said, Naruto angrily grabbed his coat collar and brought his face up to his. Why didn't you say that sooner? Give me one of those seals, Naruto demanded. Ryu grabbed Naruto's hands and forced them to release their grip on his collar. I can't. Why not? Naruto roared as he made another lunge for Ryu's coat collar. Damn it! Stop grabbing for my collar, Ryu told Naruto as he blocked the blonde's attempts at his collar. I can't because I don't know how to make them. It's a demonic seal placed on a couple of us demons when we were young so we wouldn't attract mates. I don't know how the seal works and I can't duplicate it. The damn thing is just too complex. So I am funked? Yes. Very much. Sigh, I can't ask Jazz to share me. How's that going to go? Hey Jazz, I just found out that I have pheromones because I'm a half-demon, and if I don't want them to build up resulting in me getting gang-raped by girls, I need to have more than one mate. That would never work, Naruto said as he banged his head on the table. Okay, now he's going emo on me. I need to get the hell out of here, Ryu thought as he looked at the imaginary watch on his wrist. Oh my Kami, it's that late already? I need to get going, Ryu said as he stood up. You were and still are a horrible actor, Naruto said, the table muffling his voice. Yeah, well, I don't have to break the news to your mate that you need to have more. Later, Ryu told him before he snapped his fingers and erupted into black flames. Kami, I hate my life, Naruto moaned as he continued to pound his head into the table. Scene change, Fenton works, the next day. So, let me get this straight. You're selling your dad's stuff so you can buy that jumpsuit? Sam asked Danny as she set down another box of junk on the table in front of the Danny's house. Yep. He just piles it up in the back shed. It was sitting there rusting, Danny told Sam as he sold a woman a toaster for $15. Yeah, Sam. I've seen his back shed. Danny's dad is a total pack rat, Tucker told Sam while he sat in a lawn chair and sunbathed. If you say so, Sam replied as she sold a remote control to another customer. Damn. I just need 30 more bucks to buy that suit, Danny said aloud while he counted through the money the trio had collected. Hey Fentard! Dash yelled as he walked up to the table. Jackpot, what can I help you with, Dash? Danny asked nicely as the jock walked up to him. Jazz has given me so much extra schoolwork, my computer is slowing down. You got anything that'll make it go faster? Dash asked. Danny picked a box up from the table and handed it to him. This Portal's XL disk will have your computer running fast in no time, and I'll throw the upgrade disk in for a total of $30, Danny proposed, holding his hand out waiting for the money. I only have 20, Dash told Danny as he reached into his pocket. Funk. Okay then, deal. Danny put the 20 in his pocket with the rest of the money. You're not half bad, Fentered. I'll see you at my party. With that, Dash walked off down the sidewalk. You know, I don't think his computer was slowed down by that homework, Tucker said from his spot on the lawn chair. Damn it. I don't have enough, and everybody, Danny began to say before he saw Naruto slowly walking down the sidewalk with an ice pack on his head. Almost everybody left. Naruto. What can I sell? Holy shit, dude. What happened to you? Danny asked Naruto, who looked like he was hit by a car. He had bags under his eyes, was pale as a ghost, and had an ice pack on his head. Flashback. Naruto put the newspaper down when he saw that the sun was beginning to shine through the window of the library. He stood up and walked into the lobby. Clones assemble. All the clones put the books where they came from and rushed back to where Naruto was. Sir. Good. You'll all hee. Where are the clones I gave the Master Scroll to? Naruto asked as he eyed the place. Coming. The clones shouted as they came with the scroll on one of the clones' back. Okay then. It's almost time to go. So I'll dispel one of you at a time so it won't cause me pain, Naruto said as he took the Master Scroll the clone handed him. Now form a single file line, Naruto said, but the clones didn't listen. Single file line, Naruto said with stern voice, but again they didn't follow his order. Arg. What the hell is wrong with Naruto began to say before he stopped when he saw the clones take a kunai out their pocket and place it up to their necks. Wait. With evil smirks on the clones' faces, they slashed their own throats at the same time. Aya. End flashback. A headache, Naruto told them as he looked over the junk on the table. What are you doing? Danny got a sinister look in his eyes when Naruto asked. Nothing. Just selling some stuff. There wouldn't happen to be anything you need, would there? Danny asked with a fake smile on his face. Well, I need a watch. I don't like trying to tell time by the sun and moon, Naruto told him as he picked up a gold watch from the table. $10 and it's yours, Danny exclaimed. Sure. Naruto reached into his pocket, pulled out a 10, and gave it to Danny. Danny snatched the $10 and proceeded to run down the road. Hoot! Sam, you and Tucker mind cleaning up? Thanks, Danny yelled, not waiting for an answer. Sigh, come on, Tucker, let's get this stuff, Sam started to say before she caught sight of Tucker running down the sidewalk. Gotta go, Sam. See you tonight at your house. Sigh, those two idiots, Sam said to herself before she saw Naruto still standing there. Need help? Naruto asked as he put the ice pack down so he could put the watch on. No. I got it, and if you're looking for Jazz, she's not here. She left with her parents later today, Sam told him. Oh, do you know when they'll be back? I think later tonight, she told him. Damn, I needed to talk to her. Sigh, oh well. I'll come back tomorrow, but right now I'm going home to sleep, Naruto told her before picking up the ice pack, putting it on his head again and started to walk home. Maybe I should have asked for help, Sam said as she looked at what was left of the junk. Scene change. Naruto's apartment later that night. Beep 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 beep. Naruto woke up to that horrible sound again only to realize it was coming from his watch. Too tired. Naruto rose into a sitting position at the edge while looking over the watch. I didn't set it to wake me up, Naruto said to himself as he rubbed the sleep out of his eyes. He reached to press the button to shut it off, but quickly withdrew his hand when the watch started to glow green. Whoa, glow in the dark, Naruto muttered in amazement, but amazement switched to annoyance when the hour, minute, and second hand grew and busted through the sides of the watch. What the hell? The three hands began to spin at speeds so fast, the furniture in his room was beginning to slide across the floor. Naruto reached under his pillow and pulled out a kunai. He slashed the band of the watch and jumped to the other side of the room. The watch flew up into the air, then began attacking the blonde. Naruto blocked each slash the watch threw at him with the kunai. What kind of watch is this? Naruto ducked under the watch as it flew overhead. The watch seemed to contemplate the blonde for a few seconds before it made a mad dash for his window. It busted through the glass window and flew down the street. Ah, hell no! Naruto released the Gain Jutsu on his hand. He cut his thumb with kunai, before throwing it on his bed, and smeared blood from the cut onto the seal. Naruto erupted into a cloud of smoke before it dispersed and showed Naruto in his fox outfit. The masked blonde busted through his window and landed on a phone line. He scouted around before he saw the eerie green glow coming from the watch flying down the street. All right. Time to punch out. Fox ran on the phone lines down the street, following the watch to hell knows where. Aha! A yell from a white spiky-haired teen rang through the sky as he slammed through a billboard. Damn it, that hurt, the white-haired teen, better known as DannyPhantom, said to himself. He then climbed out of the wreckage and flew off, only to be smacked through the board again. Ha 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 ha! You cannot beat me, child. For I am Technus, master of technology and all things electronic and beeping, yelled a giant black robot with a smile plastered all over his face. Ouch! The teen rubbed his head while getting out of the hole in the board. Are you guys almost done? He yelled down to two more teens on the streets. Almost, Danny. Just give me a few more minutes and I'll be able to shut him down. One of the teens called up to him while he pressed a few buttons on his PDA. Come on, Tucker. Hurry up before that thing kills Danny, Sam yelled at Tucker. Hold up, Sam. This isn't the easiest thing to do, Tucker told her while pressing more buttons. Almost there. Just a few more lines of code. Just as he was about to hit send, Tucker saw a huge shadow on the ground around them. He and Sam looked up to see Technus's foot hurtling towards them. The duo let out a yell of terror. Before the foot could smash the two, the teen Halfa flew over and scooped them up. Are you guys okay? Danny asked as he put the two down on a roof, away from the robot. Yeah, the two said in unison. Good. Tucker, shut him down quick so I can suck him up with the thermos, Danny told him as he flew in front of the two. I can't, Tucker informed them sheepishly. Why? Sam and Danny asked. Well, Technus stepped on my PDA, Tucker told them, then shielded himself with his arms, waiting for a punch from Sam. Crap. What do we do now? Danny asked as he saw Technus stomping in their direction. www.izzzzzz. Technus stopped walking over to the three and began looking around for the source of the sound. What's that noise? It sounds like a weed whacker, Sam asked as she too looked around for the source. I'm guessing it's that thing, Danny told them as he pointed to a set of spinning blades flying through the sky at Technus. Would you look at this? Technus said as the blades attached themselves to his gigantic wrist. It looks like time will be the death of you kids. Ha! He slowly brought the spinning blades down upon the three. We're done for, Tucker said as he saw the blades getting closer. The robot let out an insane laugh as he got closer to the three cowering teens, but stopped when he felt a jab in his chest. He withdrew his blade from the teens, who were glad that they were safe for now, and examined his chest. A knife with a piece of paper attached was embedded into his chest. What the hell is this? Technus said as he tried to take it out. Before he could touch it, more of the knives began embedding themselves into his chest. Who's doing that? Technus shouted as he looked around to see who had thrown the knives at him. When he couldn't see who had done it, he turned his attention back to the Halfa and his friends. No matter. I'll just deal with you three before I find who threw those knives at me. Technus brought the spinning blades towards them again while continuing his insane laugh. Who's your daddy? I am. A voice rang out, followed by the paper at the end of each of the knives igniting in flames, blowing the chest plate off of Technus. Oh. Who the hell did that? Technus roared as he held his damaged chest. I did, came a voice from above Technus. HM? The robot looked up towards the voice and was met with a pair of boots to the face. The impact of the kick made Technus fly backwards and skid across the road. Whoa! Who did that? Danny asked as he looked over Technus. His answer came when Fox jumped down in front of Danny. You three okay? Fox asked as he turned his head back to look at the trio, pausing when he realized he knew who they were. Sam, Tucker, and Danny? Danny looked completely different than he normally did. He was wearing a black skin-tight leather suit, with white gloves, boots, and belt. Somehow his hair was the same color as the boots, gloves, and belt. Better play along. Hey, you're that Fox guy who stopped that bank robbery the other day, Tucker said, studying the short ninja. Yes, but are you three okay? Fox repeated, thinking that his mask was muffling his voice some so the three couldn't recognize his voice. Yep, the three confirmed. Good. So, what's the situation? Fox asked as he looked back down at the robot, who was starting to right himself. His name is Technus, and he's trying to use technology to take over the world. We tried to hack into his system and shut him down, but he destroyed Tucker's PDA before he could finish. Danny explained the situation to him. We don't know how to beat him now. Well, we could just keep beating the crap out of it until we find a weak point or something, Fox suggested. That's your plan? Beating him up until you find a weak spot? Sam asked him, disbelief in her voice. I've never faced a giant robot before. It's the best I got. Besides, it usually works, Fox yelled back over the noise of Technus getting back up. Sleeping Beauty's up. Come on. We have to stop him before he destroys the city. Danny jumped off the building and began flying at Technus. What the hell? He can fly? Fox thought as he stared at Danny. He snapped out of it when he watched Danny get smacked by the giant. Alright, time to kick ass. Fox jumped down to the road and ran towards the robot. He then circled the robot's feet, searching for any weak point on his body. Damn, nothing, Fox thought before Danny called out to him. Fox! Look out! Fox looked over just in time to see the giant's hand slam into him. He flew through the air and landed about a mile away. Holy funk, that hurt, Fox thought as he slowly sat up and rubbed his arm. I can't sense any chakra in that thing. Fox grabbed one of the scrolls connected to his pants and quickly unsealed it. Fox grabbed the item that popped out of the scroll and looked it over. Nice. Technus grabbed Danny as he flew by and began to smash Danny with his hand. Ha 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 ha, child. You and your little friend cannot defeat me. For I am Technus, master of technology and all things electronic and beeping. So you're the one who made that watch beep. I hate that thing. Fox yelled at the robot from atop a roof with a giant shuriken in his hand. That noise pisses me off. Kagi shuriken no jutsu. Fox threw the shuriken at the giant. Just before the shuriken reached him, Technus moved a little to the left, avoiding it completely. The shuriken passed by and embedded in the road. Ha! Is that the best? Technus began gloating before he saw another giant shuriken coming straight at him. Crud! The shuriken sliced off the arm that was holding Danny, freeing him to fly back towards Fox. You little punk! I will crush you! Technus shouted as he held what was left of his arm. I'm not done yet, Fox said aloud as Danny landed next to him. Dude, that was cool! Danny praised him. You think that was cool? Watch this, Fox said before he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Hey! Where did he go? Danny yelled out, trying to find Fox. Behind him. Fox's voice rang behind Technus. Everyone watched as the shuriken that missed went up in another puff of smoke to show Fox running out with his Tetsusaiga drawn. Die! Fox jumped at an amazing height, well above Technus's head. With the momentum of his run and the jump, he was able to land on Technus's head. Fox raised his blade high in the air and brought it down in one fell swoop. The sword embedded in his head, all the down to the hilt. Ow! You little pest! Get off my head! Technus bucked, which made Naruto lose his footing and begin to free fall. Technus smacked Fox with his one good hand, sending him crashing into the street, making a small crater. Fox! Danny yelled out as he flew at Technus but was only smacked down too. Haha! I told you, you can't beat me! Technus laughed. Damn it! Why is he so strong? He took both of us out with just a slap, Danny thought as he held onto his bleeding left arm. Danny! Run! Sam and Tucker yelled from atop the roof. I don't think so! Yelled Technus, snatching Danny. He brought him up to eye level. You're not going anywhere, ghost child. I'm so funked, Danny thought as the spinning watch blade detached itself from Technus's cut-off arm, headed straight towards him, but stopped inches away from his face. Any last words, child? Technus asked with an evil glee, the blades inches away from Danny's face. Yeah, screw you! Fox yelled from behind Technus as he stumbled out of the crater. You're still alive? No matter. You still cannot beat me! Technus gloated. Think again. Fox began chanting and formed a series of hand seals while focusing about half of his chakra to his right hand. Ushi Yu Sara! A ball of pure lightning formed in his hand and began sparking all around him, stealing electricity from power lines, street lights, and traffic lights. Thank you, Itachi-sensei. Flashback. Naruto, Itachi called to 14-year-old Naruto. The young ninja was in deep meditation, feeling the chakra of the forests around the hideout. HM? I understand you wanted to learn the jutsu Kakashi taught my younger brother, Itachi told Naruto. Oh yeah. That jutsu looks sweet. I was kind of jealous that Kakashi taught it to Sasuke instead of me, but I learned the super cool Rasengan that Ero-Sennin showed me, Naruto told Itachi with a happy grin on his face. Naruto. What did we talk about? Itachi asked. Tone it down. Yes. So, I'll teach you the Chidori. When Sasuke used it against me at the hotel, I was able to copy the move, Itachi informed the blonde who was now jumping up and down in joy. Calm down! Itachi yelled in annoyance. Sorry, Naruto said, halting his joy fest. Good. Now concentrate your chakra to the center of your palm. End flashback. Now, time to end this. Fox brought his hand down to the ground and held it there. Chidori! Naruto roared as he sped towards Technus. Oh, no you don't! Technus tried to stomp on Fox when he got close, but the ninja jumped up into the air. Fox thrust the Chidori forward using the momentum of his jump to cut off Technus' other arm. Aya! The robotic ghost screamed as the arm dropped to the street. Danny squirmed out of the severed arm's grip and flew back to Sam and Tucker. Acting fast, Fox immediately jumped from his spot behind Technus up onto his head. Goodbye. Fox grabbed the hilt of the Tetsusaiga with the still active Chidori. The metal of the sword conducted the electricity of the attack and spread it throughout the metallic body of Technus, causing him great pain and shorting out his circuits. Fox grabbed the hilt with his other hand, forcing the sword forward through the metal. The lightning-charged blade cut through Technus' robotic suit like a hot knife through butter. Die! Fox yelled. A flash of lightning erupted from Technus' body and continued to cut through the street for at least another mile. Ha! Who can't beat you? Fox jumped off of the destroyed head and landed next to Danny and his friends. The second he jumped off of Technus' head, the body began to crumble into the old junk it once was. Whoa! That was awesome, dude, Danny told Fox, who rubbed the back of his neck in embarrassment. Heh, thanks. Fox sheathed Tetsusaiga back into the holster on his back and offered his hand to Danny. You did okay too, Danny shook Fox's hand. It's DannyPhantom. Nice to meet ya, Fox said. It's nice that you're friends now, but Technus isn't down, Sam told the two as she pointed to the ruble. Fox quickly turned around, his sword almost instantly reappearing in his hand. He isn't dead? I reduced him to rubble. You destroyed his robot body made of junk. He's a ghost that can manipulate all electronic equipment, Danny told Fox as he flew back up into the air. A ghost? Fox thought before he saw the junk glow the same eerie green as his watch. A figure rose from the pile of junk. He had long, crazy white hair, green skin, and a white lab coat. Who's that? Naruto asked in amazement. That's the original Technus, Sam said as she threw Danny a white thermos. Danny caught it and opened the lid. He pointed the thermos at Technus just as a bright blue light shot out and hit him. The light spread over his body, then sucked back into the thermos, bringing Technus with it. Danny quickly capped the thermos and threw it back to Sam. What the hell was that? Technus was a ghost, and you caught him in a thermos? Fox asked, not believing what he just saw. Yep, Danny told him, like nothing was out of the ordinary. This city is full of ghosts, Danny added. Are they all that strong? Fox asked. No. Some are weaker, others are stronger, Danny told him. Stronger than that? Naruto thought to himself. That was pretty strong. I'm exhausted from that battle. Hey Phantom. I've got a proposition for you. What kind? Danny asked. How about you deal with all ghost-related attacks, while I deal with human-related crimes, Fox suggested. Sounds good, but what if I need help with a ghost or something? Danny asked. Then I'll help you out, Fox told him as he jumped on the phone line and began to walk on them, back to his house, but stopped when he thought of something. Hey Phantom? How are you able to fly? I'm half ghost, Danny told him. Alright then. I guess I'll see you later, Fox told him. With that he turned and ran down the phone lines out of sight. Well, that was fun, Tucker said. He was given dirty looks from Danny and Sam. What? So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section how was the story. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.